Hey guys, welcome back. I'm here again with Jacob. Today we're working on his Xl250r again. Last video we did the speedometer cable and an oil change. This time...
Today we're just going to be working on painting this back rack. So it's going to be a pretty short video. And we're just going to show you our process for painting the back rack. I have some primer right here. We're going to prime it. And then I also have some black spray paint up at the garage I'll go get. And so we're going to take the back rack off, sand it down, and hopefully make it brand new looking. Hopefully, my goal for this bike is kind of to not strip it down completely like all at once, but kind of slowly get parts back to original. I want to replace this back taillight cover because it has a hole in it and it's actually covering a hole right there. So we're gonna start to take that off and get to work prepping it for paint. So we'll see you in a bit. Okay guys, we just took the rack off. It is 2 nuts and 2 bolts. So these first 2 bolts actually come around here. So there's one on each side right here. It's pretty easy to see. That one goes on the exhaust, this one without the washer. This one had a washer on the non-exhaust side. And then these nuts just tuck under here. These turn signals, we just slid them back in. And they just kind of go like this. These are 14 millimeter. Those were 10s, right?
12s.
Those were 12s. These are 14 millimeter. And so those aren't actually secured. And this is the rack right here. Needs quite a bit of sanding, probably gonna take a while. So, but that's what it actually looks like without a rack. If you wanted to take the rack off of your 86 Honda Xl250r, which would just reduce its practicality, but I guess if you wanted to do that. So I'm gonna get started on sanding, and we'll check in, I guess, partway through the sanding process. Okay guys, we're back, and just checked in with the sanding. We just been working here, I don't know, for maybe 20 minutes, probably less than that. We were using some 150 grit hand sandpaper. This is the one we were using. We just been working on it, and we got the sander out. And as you guys can see, just getting it down to bare metal. This isn't like super clean. We're gonna clean all this up. There's still lots of rust here, even though it kind of looks shiny. This is kind of a complicated piece to work all with that orbital sander, because there's all these kind of edges and then these inside bits kind of hard. So it's probably going to be a lot of hand sanding. So there's probably going to be quite a bit of time putting into this, but I want to make sure this is actually like sanded down really nice, so it comes out nice, because I don't really want to waste a bunch of time doing a half kind of okay job. So got a lot of sanding to go, and we'll check back in probably when this thing is completely sanded and we are getting ready for paint. Okay, we're back. I'm done sanding, guys. It's actually the next day. Right now, Cameron's not here right now, but this is the sanded final piece. It's not perfectly sanded, as you guys can see in these kind of mounting areas. It was just taking basically forever to hand sand all that because I can't get the orbital sander. But those are basically the only parts that are super not sanded. Like, they left some paint on there. And the mounting brackets, because the paint's actually not... I was just basically trying to get most of the rust off. I sanded all this, though. It's all shiny, bare metal mostly. I've got it rigged up in this kind of sawhorse jinky setup. Got a cardboard box. And I'm going to start to put some primer on. I went ahead and, guys, after I sanded it, I cleaned it with some of this degreaser stuff. I take a lot of dirt that you don't see off after sanding it, and also this is some soapy water. And then after I use the degreaser, I use the soapy water. Got kind of messy. I mean, just kind of a mess, but it took, I don't know, probably a little over an hour of doing little detail sanding just to get basically the rust off, and most of the paint off. But I just don't have time to mess with all this stuff, and I am pretty confident that because that paint is still in decent condition, it's gonna look fine, especially after I put primer on it. This is the primer I'm using. It's this Rust-Oleum Automotive primer. So I'm gonna get started on throwing probably 1 coat of this, and then I'll check it in after that first coat. Maybe do 2 coats of this, I don't know. And then this will be the paint I'm gonna use. We use this actually on the Big Red. This is the same stuff: semi-gloss protective enamel, Rust-Oleum black. And then I'll probably end up doing 2 coats of that. So I'm gonna get started painting this, and after the first coat, I'll show you guys what it looks like. Okay, I just threw on the first layer of primer. I believe this might be, I don't know, this might be the only coat of primer I do, but kind of sprayed about right there, too much, bit of globbing. Not very happy about that, but it looks pretty good. I like this can, it sprayed pretty well. Don't really think I missed any spots too bad right there, maybe. But you know, I'll just touch that spot up real quick, and then I'll let this first coat dry for probably about 30 minutes. And then I'll check it out and see if I want to do another coat of primer or just hit it with the black. So I'll let you know how that goes. Okay guys, just put on, I got done, well, just put on the first coat of black here. It's just put it on. It's very wet. It's kind of dark in here, sorry. But I put basically a coat and a half of primer. Did one full coat of primer and then touched it up. So I will check in once that is done, and I put on the second coat of black most likely, and we'll see the finished product. Okay, what's up guys? A few days later, Cameron's behind the camera right now, and I got the rack all painted up. Last time I was just showing that I had put on the first coat, so let's bring it light over here. So this has like 2 coats on it. It's not perfect. Sadly, I kind of oversprayed right there right away. That was actually the first coat I did, so there's like a bump, and I missed a little spot here, but I'm not really actually going to go back because it's really cold right now, and I'm not supposed to paint when it's below 50 degrees with a rattle can, so, and it's like 40 degrees out right now, so it's pretty chilly. So, but it looks pretty good. It's all painted up. This is like a 35-year-old rack, so for it to look this good is pretty cool. So me and Cameron are gonna throw this on real quick, put it back on, and then we'll see the finished product, and then we'll be done. So check back in once this is on. Okay guys, me and Cameron just threw this on real quick. We already showed you how to take it off earlier in the video. Just a few 12mm and 14mm bolts. As you guys can see, it looks pretty good. New rack. Paint. This is the stuff I use. I already showed it earlier, but I just use this Auto Water primer and this semi-gloss protective enamel. Pretty cheap budget paint. Took me a few hours to like sand it and paint it in total. So that's, I guess, how you paint the back rack on a 1986 Xl250r. Pretty easy. In the future, I might end up painting these bars and this kind of top clamp, and I'm looking into maybe getting some new decals for the tank. It's pretty hard to find, but I think I found someone on the internet that makes them, so that's pretty cool. And I still got to get new mirrors and the Speedo, so stay tuned for that down the road. And thanks for watching. Please subscribe and leave a like. Bye.